I'm in watering the trailer trees because it's been above zero for a while. I hope this one comes about. That I'm going to put that one in the yard. That looks promising. The one I did all the trimming on, I don't know, I can't tell. The tamaracks look like they're coming around, which is a really good sign. Thank goodness. And all the rest, I mean, the buds are growing. Everything's greening up. Some look better than others. Let me just try and wiggle my way out of here. Oh, there we go. This one looks rough at the top, but I don't know how these guys were treated previously. But it looks okay farther down. And the same with these ones. The color's really starting to change on these now, which kind of is a bit of a sigh of relief. My little spruce there seems to have made it. This one's doing fantastic. So I watered everything till the water ran out. The little sonic mouse thing seems to be doing its job. The fan is working once again. Yeah. We still have some below 10 Celsius, which is like 15 Fahrenheit, and below that we still have some nights like that coming up. So I haven't put these guys out in my shop yet. I'm fully planning to, though. The ice is almost completely out of here. Everything seems to have made it, even though they were in solid ice. Even the blueberry has buds on it. That's pretty cool. That is really cool. Yeah. Just thought I'd give an update on that. One of my maple keys actually sprouted. You can see it's getting its secondary leaves. Very nice. And I do have another one here, right here. That's also sprouting. What they do is, you see the maple keys will lift out of the ground. They'll get this space, and then they'll lift up out of the ground. So I think that perhaps this one might also go. And Xavier, sorry buddy, I'm really sorry. They all sprouted. Not the stuff I had originally planted in here, but that cone of stuff that I planted just threw on the top of the soil afterwards. Sorry. These guys in here are, well, this one, look, it's got its bud is coming out. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Little bud is coming out. And this one too, it's, if I can get over to it, the little bud is coming out. And these guys here are starting to weed themselves out a little bit. A whole bunch of extra ones grew in there. So you can see some of the younger and older ones. These ones over here have their next set of leaves now. I'm quite excited about these. These ones are cedars. I know it's on focus. It's hard to tell. Cedars don't look like cedars right away. Sorry about all the spinning. Hopefully nobody gets seasick. There, now you can see that better. Isn't that cute? Yeah. The cuttings seem okay. By the way, that's the cuttings I took off the calendar girl. There's two that are doing okay and one that's dying off. The cuttings I kept from the olive. I haven't had any survivors yet. Hopefully these guys go. This one's doing spectacular. That was the first one that sprouted. And nothing but weeds out of the other two so far. Yeah. This root over rock definitely needs to be pulled out of there. Trimmed and sprayed and yeah. Crazy. We just did that one not that long ago. I wasn't expecting to see changes so quickly, but I think the repot did them good. We got new growth already, and it hasn't been very long. Oop, if it focuses. Right on. Guess I'll have to choose a favorite. I don't know yet. Maybe this one. Today I'm going to be repotting my date palms. So they're just in the actual date palm container that I got them out of. 3 sprouted. I think I put 5 in here, but 3 came out. And these actually need, to get dates, they need a male and female plant. I noticed that the thrips are on them for some reason. They never got attacked before, but they are now, so I want to repot them anyways. They're pretty tall. I would say about 2 feet. A little better than half a meter. They're getting their second leaves now. So we'll see what the root systems look like. they did hit the bottom. You can kind of see there, wrapped around the bottom. So I think they'll benefit from being potted into something with drainage and just better soil. And then we'll go from there. Maybe I'll sprout some more, I don't know. I do have quite a few already going. Like my big mullet up there. I love that thing. Still got to do some trims on them. Yeah, and those guys. I'm gonna have to do that jade soon. So, I did some reading online, and it says it recommends the pot be 1 to 2 inches wider and 1 to 2 inches taller than the existing container that they're growing in. And they recommend non-glazed clay, like terracotta. So I've got 2 sizes of terracotta pots. I've got larger and smaller. Just put that down without breaking it. So this one here is about like they recommend. It's a couple of inches, or 1 to 2 inches longer, but not taller. I'm not looking for anything taller, but it'd be nice to get them into a larger space. And I was actually thinking instead of actually overpotting them, putting them into the larger one. It's still within the recommended framework, but I think then I could leave them in the pot for a bit longer, or keep reusing the same pot for the repotting every time. I think that would be a little bit easier on them in the long run. You know what I mean? Alright, let's do this. So I'm going to prep this pot. It does have a hole. I just got to take the sticker off and put a screen on it, and then I'll fill it partway with soil and all that stuff that you guys have already seen a million times, and then we'll come back and take these out. So I mixed up the soil. I used my normal mix. Well, not normal, my newer normal mix here. The problem is this stuff and that other cactus and succulent and palm mix that I used to get have jumped up in price. So these were about $7 a bag, which does basically 1 pot. The prices jumped up to $15 a bag. I can no longer afford this stuff. So since I'm on my last bag, I mixed a bunch of perlite with it. It will help drain. It'll be good for these palms, and it'll kind of stretch my soil out a bit, so it will last longer. I'll bring you in a bit closer here. So you can see what I'm doing. And we'll get these guys out of the pot and see what they are doing under the soil. Try not to hurt them. This is their first repot. And they're not root bound by any means. I just want them in better draining and better soil, better draining soil, better draining pot. There we go. Yeah, look at that. So that pot was okay to start them because it was easy to keep them wet in there, but they definitely needed to be moved. Oh, that's the original seed. Look it! Look it! See that? That's the square root. Oh, neat. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, I did put some rocks in the bottom for drainage. So I can probably reuse this soil for starting seeds. It smells okay, it looks okay. So we'll get these little guys untangled here. I'm not sure how these do with root pruning. I couldn't find too much information about it. So there's one. And 2 and 3. So I'm assuming that's a taproot, that big long one there. They all seem to have one big long one. So let me just get rid of this soil here. Into my reuse bin. And this will be their new pot and their new soil. I think they'll be much happier. Now these guys, I'm going to put them right back where they were. They were getting a lot of direct sunlight through the window, of course. And that should keep them happy enough until we get outside. Now that's a very long root. It's got a lot of feeder roots on it though. So this one here, I'm going to cut it right here where it bends. There's a lot of other feeder roots on there. Hopefully be alright. Right there. So that's what we're left with. So that's one. And here's the other root. Pretty long. And the same thing. It must have hit the side there at that 90-degree angle. So we're just going to nip it off right at that 90-degree angle there. Maybe we'll save those 2 roots. Right there. And that's good enough for the first trim. And last but not least, this one. And same thing, I don't need to stretch out the root, but we're going to cut it right at the 90-degree bend there. Any other roots that are all going the wrong way or doing funky things, we can fix the next time. You can see where it hit the bottom too. Kind of cool in one way, but alright. Roots, check mark. What's next? Well, there's only 3 of them, which is an odd number. So we can do a forest, right? A forest of 3. Can you see in that pot? Almost, eh? I'm not going to cut the leaf frond or anything. I'm just going to angle these roots so that they grow away from each other. Sort of like that. I don't think I'll do the fancy forest thing. I think I'll just leave them like such. Ultimately, these are just in starter phase. And I have zero experience with these. These are new. I don't know why I grew them. I just like dates. And the dates with the pits are better, I find anyway. So what I'm doing as I'm tamping them down here is I'm pulling up on them just a little bit to get the roots to kind of do the flow thing. I don't know if these guys will get a flow, or I don't know how they work. I guess we'll see. And you can get a dwarf date palm too, reading online, which I don't think is as fun. Ah! I need a mulligan. A do-over. Let's try that again. Don't let go. Hopefully I mixed enough soil. Now can I let go? Yeah. There we go. All right. Ah, don't fall over, buddy. These guys are actually top heavy with their one long frond. I may need to mix a little bit more. There. You can see where the old soil level was. The fronds are white there. Nice. So I mixed my soil approximately 1 part perlite to 2 parts of that cactus and succulent mix. I just want to add just a touch more in there. Looks about right. Good enough for me. And when I water this stuff, I'm sure it'll sink down, so I'll just add a little bit more here. And give it a little water. See, it sinks down quite a bit. Now these guys, they don't mind a little bit of water, but they can go through dry spells and such. So it's recommended not to let it dry out 100%, but not to leave it soggy either. So somewhere in between. But they don't mind it dry, they don't mind it wet. I was letting that container dry out completely between watering. Well, not completely, but as far as I stuck my finger down, it was fairly dry when I would stick my finger in. But I did that on purpose because there's no drainage or anything in this container. So in this one here, I'll be able to water it all the way through till it drains out the bottom, which it hasn't yet, I don't think. Now these pots here, they don't have feet on them, and you can get these cute little animals and critters that you put under these pots to act as feet. I might do that, but normally I have a little like dry rack or whatnot that I, not dry rack, but what do you call those for baking? Cooling racks. I have some old ones that I use. I put the pots on them and it keeps them about this far off the ground. So those cooling racks you can get from the dollar store or whatnot, and they're perfect to keep the pots off of the containers you have them in. Some of my boot trays I use, you can see the boot trays on the shelves back there. Some of those that I use have really good sort of, I don't know what you call it inside, but it keeps the trays and the pots off of the bottom, so the water goes underneath, but it's not sitting in the water completely, so that's good too. But for now, this one here, we'll get one of those old cooling racks that I have. Upside down pots work too, like if I put this on top of another clay pot that's upside down, that works too. Yeah, so I guess that's it. This one is complete. Too tall for the frame right now. And I'm seeing outside there. Let me see if you can see out there. Oh, you can't see it. Let me see if I zoom some more. Look what's happening outside my window. That just started, as if we didn't have enough of that stuff. Good grief. Anyway, I'm gonna go put all this stuff together. I have some update videos and different things that I put together, so there. I got light. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, everybody. Be safe out there. Look, it's sunny. The sun is shining. But it's snowing. How's that for spring bonsai weather? Look at this stuff. It's the size of my fist. Happy spring.